Hey out there, Denver music fans. Time for yet another scintillating documentary on a given group in the crazy, whacked out, freaked out Denver music scene in 2023 AD.
Second to last song, but this is song important.
Today's group is Princess Dewclaw, a veritable staple here in the Denver circuit. ED has been redefining what Denver music is capable of for a decade at this point, since 2013, and yet they barely get any recognition. In fact, I still run across people who have no idea who Princess Dewclaw are. Bizarrely, I didn't know who Princess Dewclaw were until about 2 weeks ago, when I heard them playing at 7th Circ on Federal, and I was like, gosh dang it, this band is flipping amazing. Princess Dewclaw was highly recommended by everyone at the show, who all said that I should stick around to hear what Princess Dewclaw had to bring to the table, and I had no idea what I was in for, but I'm glad I stuck around, because it legitimately shocked me.
I like this song.
Alright, here we go. The interview you're about to watch was taken on July 1st, 2023 at the Roxy on Broadway, a couple weeks after I caught Princess Dewclaw initially. I didn't really think a more upscale environment like the Roxy would translate Princess Dewclaw's chaotic sound that they had brought to the table so enthusiastically at 7th Circ, but oddly enough, it translated perfectly. Add to that, of course, that the Roxy just tends to have a pretty dang good sound system, and the night was absolutely killer the whole way through. Princess Dewclaw did not fail to deliver. Introduce yourself and your role in the band.
Hi, I'm Amanda, and I sing in Princess Dewclaw.
Does it ever get confusing having two Amandas in the band?
No.
No, that's good. That's the sign of a well-functioning band.
Yeah. When your name is also Amanda,
right.
It's easy to be like, well, they're the other Amanda.
Right. You're not the one in the mad scientist lab coat, so
No.
very different. Has anyone ever told you that you're akin to a psychotic Cher? It's like if during the Sonny and Cher show, where they're singing "I Got You, Babe," Cher suddenly goes cannibalistic and starts chawing off Sonny's fingers.
No, I've never heard that, but I think that's a wildly awesome compliment. I love Cher.
Okay.
So deranged Cher is kind of awesome.
Describe the evolution of Princess Dewclaw over the years.
Princess Dewclaw used to just be me, Amanda, and Brandon. And then we picked up a few members, and it was the thing we did because we didn't have jobs for 10 years. And then we kept doing it even once we got jobs.
10 years. When did you start?
I guess it would be 2013 now.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
It's difficult to describe just how different and wild and exciting Princess Dewclaw's sound is. I would personally describe Princess Dewclaw as 70s glam rock meets 90s techno with some 80s guitar riffs tossed in there, and I'm not quite sure how I'd describe the drum patterns, but they're very unique as well. So it's like 4 genres mashed into one, and you get the best elements of every genre simultaneously, all blasting into your eardrums at full throttle. And it's truly a jubilant experience. If you've never been to a Princess Dewclaw show before, believe me, this video cannot replicate what these guys are capable of. You've got to catch them in person at one of their shows. Where do you draw your inspirations from?
Guess? I don't know. I guess just like watching other shows and people I've liked.
Because there's that element that's kind of like daytime 70s TV mixed with the 90s techno in the background, you know?
That makes sense.
You're kind of like Tennille from Captain and Tennille, but like the extreme version.
I think because we don't have like super musical backgrounds and we're not really part of the scene, like we actually work in film and commercial, so like we just wanted to make a really cool band as if it was like a fake band that you'd see in like a documentary.
Oh.
It became real.
Yeah, it's remarkably real. Interesting I find with groups that are as unique as Princess Dewclaw is just how poorly defined they are by the people who create the music. Like, for instance, if there's a group that's really abstract, on the absolute cutting edge of things, they won't really have a well-defined game plan like a lot of bands do. And I think that's a big problem in today's music scene. Perfectionism. The idea that everything you record and everything you cut and every single take needs to be absolutely perfect. But art is the best when it embraces its flaws and you see human imperfection show up in it. And that's what Princess Dewclaw brings to the table. Just this wild, anarchic, crazy energy. Here's what Savannah, bassist for Pink Lady Monster, one of the best psych rock groups in the Denver scene, had to say about Princess Dewclaw. Having just listened to Princess Dewclaw for the first time, what do you think of them?
I was amazed. Her stage presence is crazy. I loved how confident she was when she was performing. It was very I think my favorite part was the dynamic between her and the guitarist.
Yeah.
She'd kind of go up to her and be like, you know, like kind of all playful on the guitar. Just like cool. I don't know, it was really cute. It was really sweet.
This was actually Savannah's first time seeing Princess Dewclaw live, which again speaks to just how bizarre it is that Princess Dewclaw have been around for 10 years, but a lot of people have never even gone to a Princess Dewclaw concert. Isn't that bizarre? It was kind of disappointing to see that Princess Dewclaw played last, and it was like 11 p.m. and there were only 10 people or so who bothered to stick around to catch Princess Dewclaw and their awesome, unparalleled sound. I think it's a little disappointing that there weren't at least 50 people out to see Princess Dewclaw, one of Denver's greatest rock bands, and all dancing around in unison like I was in the front row. I bet if it had been a Nathaniel Rateliff concert, you would have seen 100 guys all getting down with the sickness. How would you describe your vocal range? Because you have a very interesting one.
Good at belting things.
Yes.
But I don't have a very good, like, talking, singing voice, so I just belt everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
What would you say is your most impressive feat on the mic? What would you say is the most impressive stunt you've ever pulled off while delivering a vocal performance?
My retainer fell out, because I have a permanent retainer during a show, and I finished the whole set with the retainer in my mouth.
Ah.
No one knew.
That's a neat trick.
Pretty impressive physically.
Lead vocalist Amanda really goes at it. I would say that Amanda is probably the highlight of the Princess Dewclaw show, what with the frill and all, and just the manic energy, and especially the screaming. The screaming is top tier, and the vocals are top tier, especially just the wild pitch shifts that you hear in the average Princess Dewclaw song, which I can't say I've ever heard before. It's a very unique vocal range that Amanda's got. One aspect of the Princess Dewclaw show which I really appreciate, and which for me strengthens Princess Dewclaw's place as a legit Denver staple, is the frill. Amanda's frill that gets pulled out at random points during the act speaks to a kind of kinetic fervor that Princess Dewclaw is able to engender among an enthusiastic, like-minded crowd. I hope Princess Dewclaw keeps the frill going forward, because it's seriously some icon shit.
It was free. Yeah! We love free things.
Taffeta, darling, taffeta. No.
I think Princess Dewclaw's story says something about the potential and capability of Denver music to really shock the system and do something new and try bold, exciting, unexplored frontiers that are untapped and people have never gone into. But for whatever reason, all we get is Nathaniel Rateliff after Nathaniel Rateliff after Nathaniel Rateliff, and goddamn, I'm so fucking tired of Denver's music scene single-handedly destroying itself by ignoring all the cool music and embracing all the crap. I mean, I guess that's probably how it is nationwide, but it just seems extremely pronounced here in Denver that we don't appreciate competent bands that try new things, and we just resort on the same formulaic, hipster, schmaltzy Americana crud that has nothing to do with Denver and does not accurately reflect Denver's demographics. How do you go about composition on your songs?
Usually I will write some songs, just like the words, and then me and Amanda, the other Amanda, will work through a vocal like part, like on my guitar. So just put some chords together, and then we'll usually take the 909 out and we'll put some beats to it, and then record it, and that's what we'll play live.
But you'd say the core of the group is you and the other Amanda.
And Brandon, because Brandon was like the one putting the beats together and the synth textures.
I feel like a song like Hot Hot Summer could kind of just be you and Amanda.
You know what's funny? Me and Brandon wrote that song.
You and Brandon wrote that song?
Yeah, so.
It's only like a couple chords.
Yeah. Probably because me and Brandon wrote the song. The more musical songs, definitely Amanda wrote, so.
Okay, that lines up.
Yeah.
It's nice. Could I actually get a little bit more guitar in this? Thank you.
Maintain relevance in a scene like Denver's from the late 2010s into the early 2020s, because that's kind of a rare feat, and I feel like the late 2010s and the early 2020s are very different eras.
I guess we just keep doing the same thing because no one liked us at first. So I think we just became relevant because we were not at first.
You don't stop.
Yeah, so
The Princess Dewclaw party don't stop.
it's not really about being like relevant. It's just like just keep doing it, and the same people will like you or not like you. So
You'll force yourself into relevance.
yeah.
Okay. You can't be ignored. I really liked how receptive and forthcoming Amanda was with questions during our interview section. I was initially planning on interviewing the entirety of Princess Dewclaw, but as you can expect from such an elaborate group, they had a lot of wacky equipment to put away. So in the end, I only got to speak with Amanda, but I think that's fine, because really Amanda is the voice of Princess Dewclaw, and Amanda had a ton of insight to share. I like that as a music journalist, being able to speak one-on-one with the hardest-hitting rock legends in the game. Honestly, I couldn't be happier if I was speaking directly to Mick Jagger, because acts like Princess Dewclaw may as well be today's gosh dang Rolling Stones. Nathaniel Rateliff sure as heck isn't. What message do you hope people get from your music?
That it's cool to express yourself, even if it's really ugly sometimes, and it's not always the most digestible thing. People will appreciate it because they have those feelings too.
A lot of bands, when they play, they just kind of stand there and they just stare at you, and it gets really uncomfortable.
You like the kinetic aspect of Princess Dewclaw.
But sometimes it gets uncomfortable when people move too much and they're being too flashy, and I think they find a really good middle ground where like they one person is doing all the stuff and the rest is just like very studiously
Focused on their task.
on his passion.
embarrassment that Princess Dewclaw is not representing us on a national scale to prove to the larger cities that Denver's got it happening and Denver's got it going on. This is why Denver is viewed by the coastal cities as a backwater sludge pot. But that doesn't really matter at the end of the day, because all that matters is that I, as a proud Denverite, am aware of how good it is.
What projects are you currently working on?
We are currently writing some more songs so that we can have a new album come out eventually. So a new Princess Dewclaw album.
Any projected date?
Probably sometime next year. We have a few tracks, but we need to record them.
It takes a lot of finesse to wrangle everything together.
It does. We all have jobs.
And you all have a very diverse sound.
Yes.
It's like watching four different members of four different bands like congeal into one.
Yeah, because we have Drag and Drop, who used to be EVP, and we have Eric from Self Farm now. So we have a lot of people with a lot of really interesting opinions. We try to mesh them all together. It takes a while, but it's a good product.
It feels like it should be some kind of super group, but it's not.
Because it's the original group.
Right, yeah.
So.
But it feels like Traveling Wilburys or something.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts for the viewing audience at home?
Bring a prop. It's always fun. Being a prop comedian is great.
You have your frill out here.
I have my frill. I was on a prop.
Explain a little about the frill, because the frill is a lot of fun.
I stole it from a Moulin Rouge event.
Oh.
It really spoke to me.
A Moulin Rouge event. Where at?
Just at like Zeppelin Station. It was like a Moulin Rouge themed event, and I was like, oh, I love that, and I was able to commandeer it. Not really stealing. It's okay. No one knows I have it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not missing.
Right.
So.
Do you think it fits in line, coincidentally, with the glam rock element?
Yes.
Yeah, it definitely does. I can see Sweet or any of those guys carrying it around.
I love glam rock, but I hate men, so.
Ah.
There you go. It's the
You
hard
know any good female glam rock groups?
part. No.
You don't?
Do you?
I think there are some.
There has to be.
More than in other rock genres.
Yeah.
Because it's like glam.
But like all things, I think a bunch of dudes did it and got more famous.
You think a bunch of dudes did?
Yeah.
Do you think Princess Dewclaw has a shot at combating the rampant misogyny problem Denver has going on?
I mean,
in terms of how the film bands get an unfair treatment.
We've been doing it for 10 years. And I've been asked a very similar question for 10 years. It's still happening. So as long as we exist, I guess we have a chance.
That's true.
That's it.
Just keep going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably not, but we still have to do it.
Okay. All right.
this has been my little video breakdown of Princess Dewclaw, one of the best rock acts in the Denver area. So if you want to get Dewclawed out of your gourd, then go check out Princess Dewclaw at one of their many upcoming shows. They've been going for 10 years straight, and they show no signs of stopping, so check them the flip out. Until next time, all you wacky habanero peppers out there, this has been Nick Cicada, your roving music reporter, on the scene, on the ground, and tuned in and tuned out. Panache!